The notification pinged on my phone like a gunshot in the dead of night, jolting me from the haze of my midnight scroll. Transaction alert. $4,567.89 charged to your Visa at Alitalia Airlines. If this wasn't you, contact us immediately. My heart slammed against my ribs as I stared at the screen, the blue light casting ghostly shadows across my cramped apartment. Italy. Who the hell was in Italy on my card? Then, like a punch to the gut, I remembered Mom's cryptic post on Facebook earlier that day. A sun-drenched selfie from Rome's Trevi Fountain, her arm slung around my brother Jake and sister Emily, all grinning like they'd won the lottery. The caption: family-only adventure in Bella Italia. Red heart #blessed. Family only. The words burned into my brain, a venomous whisper that ignited a firestorm in my chest. I wasn't there. I hadn't been invited. But my credit card had footed the bill. The betrayal hit like a tidal wave, humiliation crashing over me, drowning out the distant hum of city traffic outside my window. How dare they? After everything I'd done, scraping by on freelance gigs to send them money for emergencies, only to be erased from the family portrait. I flung my phone across the room, watching it skitter under the couch, my breath coming in ragged gasps. Anger boiled up, hot and unrelenting, but beneath it lurks something sharper. Heartbreak, the kind that twists your insides until you can't tell pain from rage. I paced the threadbare carpet of my living room, the faint scent of stale takeout lingering in the air like a bad memory. Denial crept in first, a feeble shield against the storm. Maybe it was a mistake, a glitch in the system. But no, logging into my bank app with trembling fingers confirmed it. Flights, hotels, even a charge at some fancy gelato shop in Florence. All on my card, the one I'd given Mom just in case after Dad's heart scare last year. She'd promised to shred it after. Liar. The word echoed in my skull as I sank onto the couch, clutching my knees to my chest. Why me? Why exclude the one who'd always been the fixer, the reliable one? Jake, the golden boy with his tech job and perfect life, and Emily, the baby sister who could do no wrong. They got the invites. Got the bill. Memories flooded back, unbidden and cruel. Family dinners where I'd foot the check because times are tough for your parents. The time I skipped my own birthday trip to bail them out of a mortgage payment. And now this. Airbrushed out of existence, reduced to a financial footnote. Resentment festered like an open wound, raw and infected. I imagined confronting them, screaming until my voice cracked, but the fantasy dissolved into doubt. What if they laughed it off? Oh honey, we thought you'd understand. It's just money. The thought fueled my obsession, a dark seed taking root. I couldn't let this slide. Not this time. The next morning, sunlight filtered through my blinds like mocking fingers, illuminating the dust motes dancing in the air. I called the bank first, my voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. Fraud, I said, the word tasting like ash. But as the representative droned on about investigations and reimbursements, a colder resolve settled in. Reimbursement wasn't enough. They needed to feel this betrayal, to choke on it like I was. I hung up and stared at the family photo on my mantel, the four of them at my college graduation, me cropped out because the frame was too small. Subtle hints always there, but I'd ignored them. No more. I spent the day digging, my laptop screen a portal to their deceit. Social media posts painted a vivid picture. Dad sipping espresso in a piazza, his weathered face lit with joy I'd rarely seen. Mom's updates gushed about reconnecting as a core family, each word a dagger. Jake's stories showed him and Emily laughing over pasta. No mention of me. The exclusion wasn't accidental. It was deliberate. Why? Inner thoughts swirled in a chaotic storm. Maybe because I was the reminder of their failures, the child who didn't fit the perfect narrative. Adopted at 5 after my biological parents' accident, I'd always been the outsider, the one they tolerated but never fully embraced. Heartbreak twisted into fury, a potent cocktail that sharpened my mind. By evening I was at my desk, sketching a plan on a crumpled napkin. Nothing rash, No explosions or public shaming. That was too easy, too fleeting. Revenge needed to be surgical, a slow poison that mirrored their betrayal. I thought of their vulnerabilities. Dad's fragile health, Mom's vanity, Jake's career, Emily's upcoming wedding. Guilt flickered briefly. Were they really monsters or just flawed? But the memory of that family-only caption snuffed it out. They deserved this. I started small, testing the waters. A call to Mom, my voice honeyed with feigned concern. "Hey Mom, how's Italy? Saw your posts. Looks amazing." The line crackled with transatlantic static, her laughter tinny and false. "Oh Sarah, it's divine. The food, the sights. We're having the time of our lives." I swallowed the bile rising in my throat. "Glad to hear it. Hey, quick question, did you use my card by mistake? Got some alerts." A pause heavy with unspoken lies. "What? No, must be a mix-up. We'll sort it when we get back." "Don't worry, sweetie." "Sweetie." The word dripped with condescension, fueling my resolve. "Okay, just checking. Love you." I hung up, my hands clenching the phone until my knuckles whitened. She lied so effortlessly. The conversation revealed her manipulation, a skill honed over years of gaslighting me into compliance. That night, sleep evaded me, my mind a whirlwind of fantasies. I pictured hacking their accounts, exposing their secrets, but no, too traceable. Instead, something more personal. Their return flight was in a week. I'd be waiting. Subtle hints of my plan emerged in quiet actions. Canceling a joint family account, changing passwords they'd somehow acquired. Doubt crept in, was I becoming the villain? But resentment pushed it aside. This was justice. The days blurred into a haze of preparation. I visited our old family home, using the spare key they'd forgotten I had. The house smelled of lavender and neglect, dust coating the surfaces like forgotten promises. In Dad's study, I found the receipts, crumpled in a drawer, evidence of their extravagance. $10,000 total, all on my card. The sight ignited obsession. I photographed everything, my pulse thundering in my ears. Moral conflict gnawed at me. Revenge or forgiveness? But as I left, locking the door behind me, cold resolve won. They'd pay not in money but in regret. Tension built slowly like storm clouds gathering. I messaged Jake casual as ever. "Miss you guys. How's the trip?" His reply. "Epic. Wish you were here." Sort of. LOL. The sort of stung, a subtle jab that heightened my suppressed rage. Emily's text was worse. Family bonding at its best. You wouldn't get it. Wouldn't get it. I'd funded it. By the time their plane landed, I'd woven a web of quiet strategy. I met them at the airport, smile plastered on, hiding the storm within. Mom hugged me first, her perfume cloying and familiar. "Sarah, darling. We brought souvenirs." I forced a grin, my heart pounding. Can't wait to see them. As we drove home, the car filled with their chatter. Stories of ruins and romance. My mind raced with plans. The retaliation was coming, undeniable now. But first, I'd let them settle, let the guilt simmer if they had any. At dinner that night, the table groaned under takeout Italian. Ironic, I thought. Dad raised a glass. "To family." I clinked mine, eyes locked on Mom's. "To family," I echoed, the words laced with hidden venom. Suspense hung in the air, thick as fog. They had no idea what was brewing. The week after their return dragged like a noose tightening, each day a calculated step in my unraveling plan. I played the dutiful daughter, dropping by with groceries, listening to their tales with feigned interest. But inside, obsession consumed me, replaying every slight, every exclusion. The airport hug had felt like betrayal's embrace, Mom's arms too tight, as if compensating for the void she'd created. Guilt nipped at my heels. They were my family, blood or not. Yet resentment drowned it out, a relentless tide. I started with the card. Calling the bank again, I reported it stolen, not fraud, stolen. By someone close, I added, voice trembling for effect. The investigation launched quietly, but I knew it'd ripple. Next, I accessed their emails. Passwords guessed from years of knowing their habits. There, buried in Mom's inbox, was the confirmation. She'd booked everything on my card, emailing Jake. "Sarah won't mind. She's always so generous." The message fueled my cold resolve, erasing doubt. They weren't flawed, they were parasites. Dialogue became my weapon, natural yet laced with tension. Over coffee one morning, I cornered Mom in the kitchen, the aroma of fresh brew masking the bitterness in my tone. "So, about the card, bank says it was used intentionally. Any idea?" She froze, spoon clinking against her mug. "Sarah, we needed it. Your father's meds cost a fortune, and the trip was a much-needed break." "A break from what?" "Me." The words slipped out, suppressed rage bubbling up. Her eyes widened, manipulation kicking in. "Don't be dramatic. You're part of the family, but sometimes we need space. You're so independent." Independent. Code for unwanted. Heartbreak twisted my gut, but I smiled. Got it. No hard feelings. As I left, fear flickered. What if this backfired? But planning pushed me forward. I targeted Jake next, the golden boy. His tech job relied on security clearances. A whisper of financial irregularity could tarnish that. Anonymously, I tipped his HR department via email. Check employee involvement in credit fraud. Subtle, untraceable. Emily's wedding loomed. Venue deposits on my card too, I discovered. A call to the planner posing as her. Cancel it all. Family emergency. Chaos would ensue. Suspense built in quiet moments. Alone in my apartment, I stared at the ceiling, fantasies of their downfall playing like a film reel. Dad's health declining from stress. Mom's social circle whispering. Moral conflict raged. Was this justice or madness? But the family-only post haunted me, a ghost driving me on. The pivot came midweek. Dad called, voice frail. "Sarah, something's wrong. Bank's frozen our accounts, says linked to fraud." Innocence feigned. "Oh no, Dad. What happened?" "We used your card. Thought we'd pay you back." Admission finally. Guilt in his tone, but too late. I visited that evening, the house dimmer now, shadows lengthening like accusations. They sat in the living room, faces drawn. Jake paced, Emily teary. "My wedding's ruined," she wailed. Mom's eyes met mine, suspicion dawning. "You did this." Denial first. "What?" "No." Then cold resolve. "But you deserved it. Family only, right? Excluded me but took my money." Dialogue erupted, natural and raw. "Dad. We love you, Sarah. It was a mistake." Jake. "Come on, sis. Don't be petty." Emily. "You're destroying us." Rage unleashed. "Petty? You erased me." Tears stung, heartbreak raw. But obsession won. "You'll feel what exclusion is." The twist unfolded that night. As they argued, I revealed the photos, the emails, evidence I'd compiled. But deeper, a hidden motive emerged. In Dad's drawer, I'd found adoption papers. Not just adopted. They'd known my biological family was wealthy, had cut ties for inheritance fears. Betrayal layered upon betrayal. They hadn't invited me because I wasn't real family. Poetic justice struck. I walked out, but not before transferring the reimbursed funds to a charity in my bio parents' name. Their accounts thawed eventually, but the damage lingered. Jake's job probed, Emily's wedding postponed, Mom's reputation tarnished by whispers I started online. Months later, alone but empowered, I gazed at a postcard from Italy I'd bought myself. Revenge's consequences. Isolation but also freedom. The twist. A letter arrived from a lawyer. My bio family had left me an inheritance. They'd known all along. Heartbreak turned to resolve. I'd rebuild without them. In the end, betrayal birthed rebirth. But the fury, it never fully faded.